everybody, it's good to see you. So the next step of this project, we're going to talk about value and how artists use value to create three-dimensional form. So those are two very common elements of art that we've talked about a few times, actually multiple times in art class. So those words should be familiar. Just looking forward, you can see here are two finished still life projects that I've created in the past couple of years. This one was chalk. I used chalk as the material. And then this one here, I used oil pastel. So you guys are going to use oil pastel for this project. So we're going to first practice on a sphere. So you're going to start with a circle, and then we're going to use value to create a sphere, a three-dimensional shape, just to give you a warm-up before we do this on our still life. So you're going to need a blank sheet of paper, and you want to start just by drawing a circle on your paper. And then, move this a little closer so you can see it. Then you are going to pick a side where your light is coming from. Light comes from the top, so either the left side or the right side, doesn't matter. Either way, I'll flip it around and do it from this side. So just draw a little sun so you know where the light is hitting. And so then value is the lightness or darkness of a color. So when we create form on an object, we want to show the change from light to dark. So obviously the lighter side would be up on this area of the sphere because the light is hitting it. So we would have an area of light, an area of medium color, and then an area of darkness, and then a shadow underneath that space. There we go. Turn that light out. I think you can see better now. Okay, so you need to choose three colors. Well, one color. One color of choice, I'm choosing red, and then a white and a black oil pastel. Now, if your color of choice is like pink or yellow or orange, you're going to want to trade out the black for a gray instead, because those colors are really, really light. My red is kind of a middle tone color, so I'm okay with using the white and the black for my value. So when I color this, I'm going to start with my main color. And when you color something that is round, you want to use curved lines. So I want this to appear rounded, so I'm using a curved line. And you can see I'm not really worried about filling in the space completely, because we're going to blend the white and the black in the right spaces. So I do want to do my best to stay inside the lines, so I could outline it first just to help myself do that. And then filling in with that curved line. I'm not pressing really hard. I'm just lightly shading it in with my curved line. Alright. So now, like we said, the light is coming from this side. So I'm going to take my white and I'm going to start to blend. And blend means to mix my white in with my red. Now, when I'm blending, I do want to fill in all space. So if I'm having a hard time fully filling in that area, then I might need to come back a little bit with the red to fill in that space. Now this is my light side, so I will have to go back in with my white to lighten it up as well. So when you blend oil pastels, you're constantly going back and forth between more than one color, because it really makes a nice thick layer of color on your page. So I'm going not really halfway, almost. We're going to break it into a third, right? So here's a math lesson for you. Break something up into thirds means 3 parts. So 1, 2, 3. So that's my light area, Now I'm going to do my middle area, which is just going to be red. So I'm going to fill in this middle space with some red, and remember, try to stick to those curved lines as you're filling in your space. And I also want to blend in this little connection point. So where it goes from light to medium, I want that to blend. I don't want it to look like three separate spaces. I think I'm going to come back in again with some more white right in that connection space there. Remember, white oil pastels get dirty really quickly, so if you need to clean the tips, you can do so with a paper towel, or even your finger works too. All right. Now I'm getting into the dark zone. I call it the danger zone because once you put on the black, you can't really go back from it. So you really just want a light amount of black. You can always add more if you think you need it. Because look how powerful that black is. That's almost too much black that I added right there. So learn from my mistake. Little bit of black. Can't really erase oil pastel, so see if I can really layer up this red here a little bit more. If I clean the tip of the red, it'll take some of that black off. Hopefully I can save myself here. All right. So let's blend this in a little bit. Now our shadow. Our shadow is an area of space that's created from the lack of light. However, we need light in order to make a shadow. So because the light is hitting our sphere at the top, it's casting light up at the top, and as we gradually move around our sphere, because our sphere is 3D, as we gradually move around our sphere, we come to the area that has no light. And the area that has no light is called our shadow, and the shadow shape is going to resemble the shape of the object. So my sphere is round. It's usually slightly stretched. So I'm going to go from the bottom of my sphere and bring it up and around. It's curved. The sphere is curved. So it's going to curve and go from the front to the back of my shape. And then this we want to fill in with all black. So be careful when you're using oil pastels because they smudge. So this is a good warm-up for you to get used to the materials before we use them. So that you don't deal with too much smudging on your good copy of your self-portrait. All right, so if you can, please take a picture. And before I do so, I'm just going to add table line, right? Because all objects sit on a table. You can see that there. If you could take a picture of this and upload it to your device and then submit your work so I can check out what you got finished, that would be great. And then we'll move on to actually applying color to our still life drawing. So can't wait to see what you guys did. I miss you all. Bye-bye.